This is gonna suck. Well, that and it vacuums, it mops, it self-cleans. We're talking about the Ultenic T10 vacuum. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. Like I said, we're doing another vacuum video. This time around though, we're doing a robot vacuum. Let's get in on it really quickly. Let's unbox. This just arrived. It's a big package. What are your guesses? So there are batteries in here, and this came from Shenzhen. This is a clue. Ooh, it's big. That was not light. And here we are. It's a new smart self-cleaning mopping robot vacuum. You get a bunch of stuff in the box, and aside from the dock and the actual robot vacuum, you get a remote with batteries. There's a mop attachment and of course replaceable mops on there. So this part you can just take out and wash after every use. And yes, there are two of them that comes with the vacuum. And to use, all you really need to do is to clip it on under the vacuum and clip it off whenever you're not using it. The vacuum comes with two other dust bags and another one already on the dock. Then you have manuals, the plug, and very useful, this brush that allows you to clean the vacuum. So there's even this blade to cut out stuff that might be stuck on your vacuum. Alright, so let's look at this thing a little closer. First off, you have the base, and it is a little bigger because inside the base, of course, is that dust bag. Like I said, this is a self-cleaning vacuum, meaning after this thing vacuums all the dust and the dirt, it will transfer to this bag. And this bag, this did come with a vacuum. There are extras in the box like you saw, and it's completely disposable. You can pull it up like this, and what's cool about this is it closes to make sure that dust doesn't get everywhere, and then you just get a new bag, light it in, and you're good to go. You also see that there is an alert on there when you take out the bin, so it tells you whether or not the bin is in. This is what the bottom looks like, and this is where the vacuum charges, and also is the hole where all the dust goes through to get to that disposable bin. This is the vacuum itself, and it looks like your typical vacuum. Sensors here, here, up here, and also speakers, because this thing literally tells you what it's doing. There is that brush that you see on robot vacuums, and this little bumper so that it doesn't plow through your furniture when it hits it. Up top, there are two buttons, and they light up depending on what the vacuum is doing. This is your start-stop button, and this is your charge or return to home button. Under the vacuum, you can take out the actual the actual dust canister here. As you can see, this is where all the dust goes, but also where the water goes, because like I said, this thing can mop your floors as well. When the canister is out, the vacuum does tell you, as you can see, those buttons are flashing red right now, and when you put it back, dustbin has been installed. You're good. What's pretty cool is that this thing comes with a remote. So for people who are not so techy, and for people who opt for like controlling the thing not on your smartphone, this is pretty useful. And yes, this vacuum does connect to your smartphone, but we'll show you that later. First up, we have the recharge button.
Start returning to the dust collector. Charging.
We also have different arrow keys. At the bottom, that is the start-stop button. This is the mopping mode, the spot cleaning mode, the mute button, and then you have vacuum intensity. And then this at the bottom is the max button. Like I said earlier, the vacuum connects to the app. You use the Ultenic app, and connecting is fuss-free, very basic smart home connection stuff. As you can see, it shows my vacuum here right now, and you can see a bunch of stuff here. Obviously, it mapped me testing out all the little features, so it has just part of my house. But when you do set it to vacuum, it will show you the whole house that it has gone through, the whole areas that it scanned. Down here you can find battery settings, you have cleaning time, you have area cleaned. If you tap this, you have different settings. So you have virtual boundaries. You can find robot, you can force bin emptying from here. You can do light or volume settings, water volume, and then you have suction power settings. Up here, it gives you certain options. You have auto clean, so it automatically does the cleaning. You have power mop, you have room cleaning, and then that allows you to put in room partitions. Up here, you have even more settings. So you can set cleaning schedules. You can set do not disturb schedules. You have cleaning records. As you can see, these are the times that I've previously turned the vacuum on to clean. You can share your vacuum. It also shows you your parts life cycle, which is a pretty useful thing. As a robot vacuum owner, I can tell you this is something you check. You have updates, you have up to Alexa settings, and even map settings you have here. So what I'm gonna do now is turn on the vacuum so that we get a better map of the area, and you can see just how well this thing is able to like move through our furniture. Let's go. This thing can pretty much be plug and play. If you're not particular, when you press start, it's gonna attempt to vacuum, well, all the space it finds. In general, I was impressed with how this vacuum maneuvered through random things in our house, and this did not fall. So as you can see, it's at the edge of the stairs to the basement. We didn't tell it that the stairs were there, and it was the first time it was vacuuming the space, and it was all good. So this is pretty useful. That boundaries thing, you can create no-go areas for your space, and it also allows you to create non-square shapes. As the vacuum goes, it shows you a better look of what areas it's covering and what areas it's already covered. You can see those lines there are the places that it's gone through. It's pretty cool how it mapped out our weird like hand railings. Anyway, I think I'm gonna make a challenge for this. Let's pause this right here. To make things more interesting, I'm gonna put out coffee grounds. Now this is really tough and annoying and hard to clean. All of that. I have dog hair. She's fine with it. She's cool.
What are you doing?
Getting samples for my vacuum test. Yeah, dog hair, because like for pet owners, this is something that we need to keep on vacuuming. Lol, what a mess. Finally, dog food, just a little bit so that you get to see how the vacuum handles coarse things. Oh no, here we go. Choo. Choo, you just ate. Choo. That is a proper mess. Let's power up the vacuum. I mean, so for this side, the vacuum did pretty well. Look at that clean floor. So as you can see, this is everywhere that the vacuum vacuumed, and it's not really done with the dining room yet. And it's pretty impressive how it went through all those obstacles in the dining room. But it did get low bat. That is why it went back to the dock to charge, and it did 42 minutes of cleaning time. That's not just the house, but also a lot of my testing. And yeah, now it's at 14% and it's charging. And yes, that virtual boundary did help. So the vacuum kept on going inside our pantry, and for like the second time in a row, I just decided to put that virtual boundary there, and it just left the area alone. Now, I'm not so mad at the 4 pieces of dog food, because even when we vacuum with a stick vacuum, we go over the area more than once, and this is one pass. Okay, so Chu just ate the remaining pieces, so I guess we're okay with leaving a few dog food pieces, huh? Oh, another one. Chuchi, vacuum says thank you. Now we're totally clean. Let's set this up.
Dustbin is not installed.
Adding this in, I'm honestly pretty excited. My mom turns on the robot vacuum every morning, but that robot vacuum can't mop, and we're gonna try mopping.
Dustbin has been installed.
Spill coffee. So the vacuum did well in cleaning up that spill, although I will admit that this is the second time I'm trying out the mopping option. At first, I tried it when there was a mess everywhere, and I would not advise, because even if this vacuum does vacuum and then mop, the fact that there's dirt on the floor doesn't play well with the mopping. As you know, if you've ever tried up cleaning a mess without picking up the dry particles with a wet mop, it just tends to end up sticking everywhere. So a few things about this vacuum. First off, you can connect it to your smart home, your Google Assistant, or your Alexa, so that means you can just tell the vacuum to go anytime you want. Secondly, like you saw, it does talk a bunch, and it also tells you to put it down when you pick it up. Self-cleaning is also pretty interesting. The first time it ever happened was after the vacuum cleaned the house, then went back to its own dock and did this. So yeah, if you're not used to it, it can get a little bit surprising. And finally, when using this machine, at first it seemed to not understand where the dock was. This might have been because I moved it around to find the ultimate spot for it in our home. But after a few days, it did do better, and now it can actually find its dock and come home. And that was our look at the Ultenic T10. So a few thoughts. First of all, I love that this thing mops. We do have a robot vacuum that we turn on every single day to maintain the floor cleanliness. And you guys know that my ultimate dream is that any and every single chore, I want to delegate it to a smart machine. And so smart vacuuming, smart mopping, we're good now. As the self-cleaning capabilities, that's also pretty neat. Again, anything that adds to less maintenance and allowing the machine to do most of the work, I am all for. And thirdly, I feel like this did a good enough job when it comes to vacuuming. Now, I will point out that robot vacuums in general, not just this one, and this is based on my personal experience, are good for cleaning and maintaining like your floor space. But if you want deep cleaning and you really want to get into those corners and your nooks and your crannies, a stick vacuum will always be best. That being said, if you're the type of person who is always out and about but you need something to help you with your house maintenance in terms of sweeping and mopping the floors, this might be the perfect device for you. The only con for me when it comes to this vacuum is that I feel like there could be some more improvements on the software side, especially because the people who I feel like will appreciate this tech most are not so much the most techy, probably an auntie or a busy career woman. That being said, an easier to understand app would be very useful. But I mean, end of day, as it stands, it's a very capable machine and one that I would definitely recommend for your home. That's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the smart home stuff we've been doing lately. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's LAZADA_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All details on this vacuum and where you can get it, I'll link down below. Until next time!